Hello folks, this is Mike. Now you've got you a squirrel baffle to keep the varmints off your bird feeders. But maybe the hole's too small. Or maybe it doesn't rock back and forth like it should. What do? Well, you make the hole bigger, of course. Let me show you how. Now this is what you want when you buy a squirrel baffle. The bracket itself should be sloped on top. The hole on top is big enough to allow all this movement. And this is what you need so that squirrel, when he tries to climb it, will just slip right off. This type is called a wraparound baffle. This is a stamp baffle. It's made in one piece, and you'll notice there's no split in it at all. It has a 1.5 inch hole, and I bought it specifically to go on this feeding station. I measured the post at 1 3/8 inches, and I thought I would have plenty of room. Unfortunately, you have to remove the feeder before you can install the cone. Now this will be an example of what you don't want. I installed the new bracket and the new cone, but no self-respecting squirrel would be stopped by this. So we have two problems. First, even if I lift the cone, it still won't tilt enough, okay? So I'm gonna have to make this hole bigger. Now the other problem is, this is not sloped like the other bracket was. I'm gonna take this back to the shop and we're gonna put a slope on these brackets. And I think the combination of a bigger hole size and the slope here, I think that's gonna fix the problem. So first I cut the bracket, and the way I did that, I measured down about 1/2 inch on each side of the bracket, and from that point I cut up to the middle with a pair of tin snips. If your metal's too thick for the tin snips, I would try using maybe something like a multi-tool with a metal blade. And this is what the finished bracket will look like. Now after I finished cutting the bracket, there were rough edges, some which could cut you. So I used my grinder to smooth the edges out. And instead, you could use a simple handheld metal cutting file. Or even a grinding stone attachment on your electric bill. Just be sure to clamp the bracket down when you do it for safety. Now let's enlarge the hole. The first thing I did was I just covered the hole with some masking type tape. This is a low cling painter's tape. It's usually blue. This was just happened to be this color. And notice you can still see the indentation of the hole through the tape. And I'm just going to take my marks a lot here, measure out about 1/4 inch from the hole edge, and then freehand the circle all the way around. So folks, if you're enjoying this video, please go below and give us a like. And also, while you're there, if you want to see more good videos like this one, be sure to click that subscriber button and be sure to ring that notification bell. I then took my Stanley knife and I just simply cut the tape out of the center of the hole. To cut the hole, I'm going to use my scroll saw, and I'm going to use it with a metal cutting blade. It'll really tear up a wood blade really quick. And I'm just using a steady hand here, and I'm going to follow the line carefully. And you can just turn it as you need to so that you can continue to follow the line. Now you'll notice that I did not clamp this down, and I will probably be getting negative comments about this because it is a safety issue. So if you want to clamp it down, be sure to do so. But using simple hand pressure on it was pretty effective at keeping it in place. So that's what I did. Now here's our hole, but we're not finished yet. Just like the bracket, we're going to need to grind this to take the burring off and make it smooth. And I'm just going to use a grinding attachment on my drill. So now we're ready to reinstall it on the post. We put the baffle over the post and let it drop down on top of the bracket. And as you can see, we have plenty of movement, and I think that squirrel will drop right off of there if he tries to climb it. So I would say that our repair is pretty successful. Fixing the stamp baffle cone was really pretty simple, wasn't it? But a little more complicated is the split baffle cone. Now this cone is designed to wrap around your post and install like so. We start the very same way. I'm going to tape this off with low cling painter's tape. Then I'm going to put some marks around the perimeter where the cut will go. Then I'm going to take the marks a lot and just freehand the line. Then I'll use the 10 snips to cut out the circle. This is really the safest way. If you want to use the saber saw, I mean you can. The safest way to do that is to flatten the cone like so and clamp it in place. And then you can take your saber saw and cut it. At first it was really hard to make progress on this unsupported flat. Listen to the fuss it's making, and there was lots of vibration here and not much progress. Now what I found was that this position, supporting that loose flap, was actually the safest and quickest way to do it. And just like the stamp cone, when you have your hole done, you'll need to deburr it with a grinding attachment or your file. So that's how you fit your squirrel baffle to your feeder. And now this guy will have to stay on the ground where he belongs. Now, if you've got any questions or comments, be sure to send those to me. It may take a while, but I will get back with you. So God bless you and your family. And until next time, thanks for watching.